Welcome to Sea Vine, We the People. I'm Linda Forsyth, and today we're doing something a little bit different. This is our inaugural show where we are, for the very first time, bringing on the Sea Vine Dream Team, that you can see us all at once. These are the main leaders of Sea Vine, our volunteers, the ones most of you know, mostly because of posts on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, maybe you've never seen a couple of us here, and we do have many more volunteers, but we're doing a type of thing like The View, so to speak, only with our own twist. I was kidding around and I said we're going to call it The Right View, and then I found out somebody else already has that. One of you guys from my show yesterday sent me an email and said we couldn't do that. So okay, fine, we're not going to do that. We'll figure out our own name, but we're making this up as we go. Now, I should let you know that the reason we're doing this is because of an email that I received, and this is why it is so important that we come out here and we just have conversations together. We join together as friends and neighbors and kind of get our heart out there, talk about what's going on. Now, let me go ahead and introduce to you who everyone is. Now, everyone knows Leonard. Okay, he's been on before. Leonard Bacani. Tell him about yourself, Leonard.
Well, I'm a retired Santa Ana police officer. I'm an investigative reporter for Sea Vine. I have a company called Homeland Security Services. We're a private investigations company. We're also a security company, and we're also one of the state authorized training facilities for the state of California.
You're also a badass. I mean, you just got your black belt, and you do firearms training. Oh, I've watched you at work. You're spooky. So, that's why I love traveling with Leonard, because I feel so safe that this guy, you don't want to mess with him. But he's on the ball. He's really sharp. Nothing gets by Leonard, usually. And then we have over here, we have Jolynn live. Jolynn, tell them about yourself, and then I'll interject.
All right. Well, many years ago, I got married and we were only going to have a couple of kids. We ended up having 10, and I decided to homeschool all of them. So I'm a homeschool mom, and our youngest is 20. So my job there is done. I do music on the side, and you can kind of see my chimes in the back here. But since my job with my family essentially was done, I found Sea Vine, and I am really enjoying writing for Sea Vine and then just getting to know all these wonderful people who volunteer.
Well, Jolynn is absolutely awesome. With the articles that she writes, she is so talented. And the fact that this woman, it's like, if I didn't love you so much, I'd hate you for keeping your figure after 10 kids. Oh my gosh, who does that? I have that too, and look at me. So, I mean, but anyway, you are awesome. You also have an incredible singing voice, and I know that you have sung the national anthem for President Trump. And you also, I was kidding you about this. I was asking you about your chimes in the background. Whenever you enter the room, you need to do this. Show them what I'm talking
about. All right, this is what you'll hear.
There's Jolynn. She just entered the room. So we're learning how to do our sound effects and everything for when we come on. And apparently she has a keyboard in front of her from when she plays her music that has all these sound effects. And way back when I used to do radio, and they used to have all different kinds of sounds that you could do, it's like, oh, that was so much fun. So we're going to do that. We're going to enjoy ourselves. And then we have Bonnie Nirgude, and Leonard has nicknamed her Bon Bon, and we call her our little Bon Bon. She's all of 5 feet tall, and trying to get her to sit up. But we love Bonnie to pieces. Bonnie, tell us about you.
Well, I do not have 10 kids, but I wish I did. We have one daughter and 4 grandchildren, so that helps. And I've worn many hats in my life, so being a mom and a grandmother are 2 of the absolute most important and the most enjoyable. And now currently, of course, I'm doing investigative reporting for Seavine, and I absolutely love it. And I get myself in a little bit of trouble sometimes because I spout off a bit. But I always go back and delete a few things unless Linda approves it. In my time away from Seavine, I love all kinds of things. I love cooking and sewing and biking. And I'm a musician, I'm a flutist, and I am self-taught on the piano, but do not ask me to play for you.
Okay, I'll remember not to do that. um, Bonnie is so multi-talented, and she's being very, very humble right now. But this little girl, don't piss her off. I mean, she may be little Bonbon, but I've seen Bonbon spark on fire to a bonfire. I mean, don't let her size, don't underestimate that, especially when she was going through the airport coming back from DC. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, we won't get into that. But anyway, so she knows what she's doing. She's an excellent writer. And what is really amazing about all of this, there's others here that work with us on a regular basis. Right now, a couple of them aren't here. Just so you're aware, our techie guys, trying to get them to come on screen, they absolutely refuse. They want to be not behind the screen where they can be seen. In fact, when we were putting everyone's pictures up on the About Us page, Greg and Brian, they wanted little cartoon pictures, and they just, don't see me, don't talk about me, no nothing. I'm just behind there. And they're part of the techie team that takes care of the rest of the team, which is really, really great. And then there's Frank Sturgill. He was supposed to be on tonight. Frank is also a retired police officer. He's a biker, and he is an ex-trucker. And this is who, when we were on Facebook before we got booted off, the group got booted off, he was the head of the moderating, and he was fantastic. He's also a super mod for Facebook and etc. None of that saved him. He obviously has years of experience in what he's doing, and just know that Frank is always around. So you'll be seeing him also. All right, the last thing I want to bring up here is none of us, the other people that I mentioned, have met each other, except for Leonard and I. And that was an accident, because I didn't know he was in the same town as me. He was just on the Seavine group, and we were conversing, and I found out he lived a couple blocks from me. I was like, that's weird. But, Greg and Brian also live in Temecula, but all the other people that we've met on Seavine, the volunteers, the large majority of them, I'd say a good, 95% of the people that we have met on Seavine, we have never actually physically met. Yet the bond is strong, and we truly are family, and we step up for each other. And the group that was on Facebook, I mean, people would come on. It was where they went every single day to keep up with things. They made so many friends. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because it was community. And especially if you're elderly and you're home alone, and maybe your family is a little to the left and you have nobody to talk to, but you see and you know what's going on. It was truly a port in a storm to have discussions and to talk. So what I want to do is read you the email that I received actually a couple of days ago now, but it was the inspiration for why we wanted to start doing this. This is from William Domstron, and I got permission from him to read this to you after the fact. But he basically sent me this email, and this is what he said. Hi, Linda. Not sure what happened, but I've lost contact with Seavine. Have tried to reach out to folks, and all have disappeared from my friends list and Messenger. Was there something I did? I only work 10 to 15 hours weekly, sometimes more, but I cared about the small contributions I made to Seavine. I care about Seavine. If you or anyone else at Seavine wanted me gone, I would have graciously left. Octobers have been difficult for me since 2017. I heard the gunfire that night from my backyard. It sounded like war, and it was war. It triggered some past trauma issues from childhood, but I cannot think of anything I did that deserves this type of termination. On my own Facebook, Twitter pages, I do poke the bear, especially in October, but I never brought that to Seavine. I care about each of you. I love each of you. You're my family. Falling asleep every night, reading Seavine comments and reviewing group requests was how I expressed that. If my personal Facebook, Twitter post over the Las Vegas attacks, in parentheses, he has pyramid sacrifice, became an issue for Seavine, I absolutely apologize to you and anyone who was offended. Still, I would like an explanation, but no, I miss you. Thank you, Linda. Bill. Bill was in Las Vegas when the Las Vegas terror attack happened. And so he was really, really close to it when he heard that gunfire. I read that and I cried. Because when Facebook kicked us off, there was no warning to anybody. And there's a whole lot of people right now, just like William, which, by the way, we did finally get in touch with him to let him know what happened, that don't know that the group was kicked off of Facebook. A lot of them are assuming that they were banned for some infraction. They have no idea what happened. And then when they try to go to one of our personal pages, all our personal pages are gone. They feel like they have been completely shunned. And I've been doing my best to get people to help people to know. And I was able to get on for a short period of time. So was Leonard. But I guess they're too good for us. Now we can still see what's going on Facebook, but they still silenced us. We can't respond in any way, shape, or form. So we let everyone know we're back, and then they shut us off to make it look like if people write us letters, we're ignoring them, or we don't respond in any way, shape, or form. This is evil. There are people that were really depending upon us, So as I've been trying to tell everyone, and I'm going to repeat this, go to c-fine.com website every day. One of us will be writing personal letters to you. We'll be making announcements. We're going to have conversations where, as long as we can, we're going to be doing these YouTube videos, besides me doing a regular news video every day. And we're going to be family again and talk. Maybe after the election, for some miracle, somehow we'll be popped back up again. But in the meantime, we can do this. Stay as a community, stay united. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Just a moment. Okay. This is the Seavine website, and I'm going to move this down just a little bit. Okay, at the top of the page, in the taskbar, there is an About Us tab. Okay? And that About Us tab is an email address. This is what we're going to do. For those of you that have questions or something you want to discuss, or an article you want to give us, or possibly to have it posted on the website, send us an email on the About Us section in this taskbar. Every single day that we have this group meeting, name to be determined yet, every day we have this group meeting, we're going to figure out the most relevant emails, and we're going to read them on air. So keep in mind what you send us, unless you tell us specifically not to. We're going to read them on air, and we're going to answer the questions. One of us will. And as we move forward, you tell us what you want to see, what you want to have done, and we're going to do it. We're here for you. Okay? Is that totally clear? All right, we posted all kinds of articles again every single day. And do one of you guys want to quickly go over? You can't share your screen, so just go off of mine. The top article, Leonard, do you have a comment about that? Read what it says.
Okay, can you, since you've got the screen, can you click that first article there?
I just did. There you go.
Okay, so this is stem from actually a Twitter post, and it said, WTF, PolitiFact rates it mostly true that pro-police thin blue line flag is actually an anti-Black Lives Matter flag. And what they did was PolitiFact rated it as mostly true. It says an anti-Black Lives Matter flag replaced the American flag behind President Trump during a Waukesha campaign rally. So, you know, there are things that we need to ponder and take into consideration. First, could it be, so there's some questions that you need to ask. Could it be that fact checkers are created in an effort to reinforce propaganda, digestion? What news are you believing and why? Do we assume the fact checkers to be holders of the truth? Is it possible that the fact checkers, are in a battle to prevent truth from reaching the people? There is a battle to maintain and push division, because divided we are weak. When divided, we fight each other. When we are divided, we pose a threat. We are strong only when we are united. Might there be a sophisticated system of control at play? Information warfare tactics being waged against us to confuse us, divide us, and divert our attention away from what and who is behind it? Look there, not here. Who is behind the disinformation campaign, and who might be involved in the USA global agenda? Any recognizable names? Are the communists laughing their heads off at our naivete? Why the communist, the CCP? It's much bigger than you think. So I happen to believe what Senator Ted Cruz believes is that there's a concerted effort by the left and the globalists to suppress conservative voice. So we put this out there for your information, but for you to decide for yourself. I mean, they kicked us off Facebook, our group page, and all admins have been also kicked off. And when we did reinstall or create new accounts, we can't comment. We can only read. So we're really not on Facebook. We have no interaction. So it's a concerted effort, I believe, and so does Ted Cruz, to suppress the conservative voice.
Thank you, Leonard. What we have in this article is the actual PolitiFact article that where they are saying the things that they are. It is definitely worth reading so you can get a little bit of a mindset of what they are honestly thinking and what they're trying to do. So please take the time and look this over, and please go down to the bottom of the article and start posting your thoughts, putting things in the comment section. You know, going over to the next article, because we're running really short on time. I want to take just a few moments to bring this up. This is an opinion piece, as was the other that Leonard was talking about. Everything we're doing right now is an opinion because that's all we're allowed to do. And so we're going to keep it as an opinion. You guys decide what your own opinions are. Well, this opinion is the New World Order, the Great Reset. What will it look like? Are these people who will decide our future? Okay, Times Magazine put out an article. Actually, it was a series of articles where they found the world's greatest thinkers, that they weigh in on their thoughts and what would make the world a better place. These are descriptions of the individuals in the Times report. The Times then published all the ideas of these great thinkers. Cvine is presenting these multiple reports in order for we the people to use our own critical thinking skills. This may very well be one of the more important pieces of information to spend time on as you decide if this is the future for the next generation. This is not drama or, making things crazy big, sensationalism. This is downright serious, because if people are not understanding where we're headed, this article is going to tell you, and it's out of their own mouths. So you really need to take the time. These are the really quick questions that we are asking everyone to consider, and we purposely put this there so you are not dictated to or told what to think, because basically that's what this article is from the Times Magazine. The greatest thinkers, they know better than you. This is what's going to happen to the world, and this is what we see how it's happening, and we're supposed to be gratified that these great thinkers have our back. You need to think for yourself. Considering the following as you research the thoughts of these great thinkers and decide what does or does not hold merit. Just a couple of points here. Who are these individuals? How did they obtain their money or power? Big question you need to ask yourself when you're reading this. Second question, what are the possibilities these ideas will give them more money and power? Do they benefit from it? You decide. How closely, the next question, to these ideas fall in line with UN Agenda 21 and corresponding agendas? If you don't know about Agenda 21 yet, or Agenda, 2030, take the time and learn it quickly, because that's what you will start recognizing. Everything that's going on now, it will open up your eyes wide. So it's a question. Does what they tell you that they're doing, does it fall in line with that? How much power and money will be removed from you as you become completely dependent on those who provide for you? Can that complete dependency, the next question, on others for your survival be used as a weapon against you? You have everything taken care of. You don't have a care in the world. The tiger at the zoo doesn't have a care in the world, has the food brought to him, and so on and so on. But at any time, you aren't allowed out of your cage, and you certainly can't do what you want to do, which, whatever's in your nature, etc. You are pretty much at the mercy of your keepers. So, is that the life you want? And if you do anything wrong and you disagree, will food be held from you? Medical care? Something to think about. What do you think about the thoughts of these great thinkers? Are they in your best interest or theirs? Okay, so please come here. It's a complete copy and paste of the Times report. You can scroll down and it has a picture of each individual. Each link is live. Click on it and it will open up to its own page where they go into detail about what each particular plan is. Let me tell you, when I put this report up, I was sick to my stomach. I actually started really getting to be very afraid. This is going on all over the world. We were concerned about what's happening here in the United States. Well, yes, if America goes, that's it. That's it. Because all of this stuff is being implemented everywhere anyway. This election, oh my gosh, is really going to make all the difference in the world. And if you're just sitting back thinking like I used to do, where you didn't care if you went to go vote or find out what's going on, oh my Lord, people, oh my Lord. You have no idea what is coming down the pike here. And even when Trump wins, I believe he will. Even when he wins, I should say if he wins. If he doesn't win, I don't know what we're going to do. That's it. Life as you know, it's over. I'm not kidding you. That's not drama. So if you have not voted yet, please go down and vote as soon as possible. Instead of getting off into the soapbox, this is supposed to be a team conversation. Sorry, guys. Next time you guys are going to, those of you who are watching, please send in your questions, your letters, thoughts, articles that you want posted. Again, go to the About Us page on the c-find.com website. Send us things. Comment at the bottom of the comment at the bottom of every single article. Get a conversation going. Let's get this community talking again. Is there anything any of you want to say real quick before we sign off?
Yeah, you know what? I did a talk, a couple days ago. We're a few days into the election, and to summarize our discussion was that major law enforcement agencies throughout the United States are going on tactical alert as of today. Now, obviously, they've received intelligence information that there might be insurrection or riots that may occur as a result of the election. My suggestion, I strongly suggest, and most law enforcement officials will tell you the same, that you have a 21-day supply of necessities, food, first aid kits, batteries, flashlights, cooking, paraphernalia. But my suggestion is, the way I look at it is, it's better to have it not needed than need it not have it. So have a 21-day supply, and just be prepared with your family as far as if things go really bad, is there a meeting place that we should go? Have alternative plans, have contingencies upon contingencies, and it's better to be safe. I do know that more than likely the National Guard is going to be called out if it doesn't go right with some particular group. And Nancy Pelosi has said, basically, we don't care what the elections are. Biden is going to be inaugurated January 20th. That's her message. So my suggestion is be prepared. Have supplies and food ready for 21 days.
Well, I also, and that is absolutely very wise advice, and please do that. You should do that anyway. I live in California. I mean, with an earthquake, who knows what could happen at any given moment. It's just smart to have that. I also have some stuff in my car, food supplies. Yes, buddy.
I say one thing about the election. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but with all the disinformation and confusion that can come, and especially at this time when people like Pelosi are so dead set on, the left winning, there's even possibilities that you could hear them claiming to have won, the day of the election, or they might jump on it. And this is just something that I've heard as a possibility. So be careful not to jump at believing the first thing you hear, but wait and see the final results.
That's very wise. That's very wise. In fact, scrutinize anything that's said and where it's coming from. And if for some reason, crazy reason, the internet goes down, or I'm not saying it is, but anything can happen. Just know one thing is Trump et al. Have been preparing for this for a very, very long time. And some incredibly smart, well-informed individuals have, they say, trust the plan. Well, there is a plan. there was a warning that there might be a short period of unrest, but it is going to be brought together quickly. Keep this in mind. Anytime that President Trump has asked some of these states where there have been violent protests, peaceful protests, whatever, the protests going on where they really needed police. And so, they kept asking, do you want help? Do you want us to send in the National Guard? And they kept saying no, and they kept saying no. Well, when it finally got to the point that the National Guard went in there, how long did it take to bring it under control? Within hours. Within hours. So you keep that in mind. They know what they're doing. I saw that there were some National Guard that unloaded in Pennsylvania, where there has been some more of those peaceful protests. So they're probably trying to stamp that down. I mean, the election's coming up. They want to get everything in order. They don't want people afraid to get out and vote. So they're getting things. They've got this. God has this. Stay close to the Lord. Stay close to community. Talk to us. We're here for you. Okay. Well, tomorrow I'm going to bring Ron Osk on. He has a few things he wants to let you know. And I also had a conversation with, I've been requested not to use this name anymore from Gitmo. So I'm just going to call him the DOD dude. So I had a conversation with him a little bit earlier this morning, and I have some information I'm going to bring out, but I'm going to wait till Monday because we have things going on for this weekend. But it's good news. It's good news. Yay, good news. So we're going to have that on Monday. But otherwise, again, come here every day. Talk to us. Have a good day, everybody.